Hey everyone, welcome to the Triangle Hustle podcast, where life, hustle, and construction collide in the heart of California. I'm Lila, your PPE and safety expert.
I'm Rocio, saving you money with insurance and workers' comp.
And I'm Frank, for all your trash and disposal needs. Whether you're swinging hammers or closing deals, this show is built for those who want to level up in business and in life.
From the job side to the boardroom, we're bringing you real talk, real challenges, and our favorite real wins.
Thanks for joining us. We're on. Good morning, everybody. We're here this morning with a very special guest, Mr. Michael from AYS, and of course our beautiful Rocio. We are missing Frank this morning. He's got a leg injury he's taking care of, but we miss you, Frank, and hurry up and get better. So Rocio, so let's talk about Frank. What happened to Frank?
Frank has an injury on his leg. I can't confirm it's broken up or it's hurt, but definitely he is recovering right now. So hopefully we could get Mr. Frank back here in the next couple of weeks, but he's going through his physical treatment right now. Oh.
Well, maybe he'll learn his lesson about jiu-jitsu and rolling around with a 300-pound guy, Frank. And then Mike, actually, Rocio told me that you used to weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah, 350.
350. Yeah. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
350. And look at this gorgeous guy now. So share a little bit.
I was 350 pounds, and I did weight surgery 6 months ago and lost 150 pounds.
What type of surgery? I'm sorry.
Gastric bypass.
Ah.
Yeah. So.
Did you lose your hair and all
that?
that?
No, nothing.
No?
Yeah.
Really? Most people that I know that do that, they lose their hair, and it's not always a smooth transition.
Well, you look like I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Not to cut you off, but you look like a complete different person from when I first met you. So even I think we did a podcast 4 or 5 months ago with our friend Chris Moss, who actually gave us. Well, we bought the speakers and other devices from him. So Mr. Chris is actually recovering from an open heart surgery. So we hope to have him hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. But back to you. You look like a complete different person. I'm very happy to see your progress, but I've also noticed that you also got baptized. And, before we transition into your personal life, I wanted to get more into who you are, your business. So if you don't mind, can you give us a little bit of background for the viewers that don't know Michael?
Yeah, so I've definitely decreased in size, yeah. So Michael from Southern California, from the Inland Empire, we got AYS out of Upland, and definitely had a crazy year adjusting and taking a different path in life, bettering my life, trying to be a better leader and, a better partner, a better friend, so that's where we've been, and that's why all the changes, and that's why I'm half the size.
Half the size, twice the man.
Yeah.
How long you've been in plumbing, service plumbing, for what, 15 years now, 14 years?
No, 5 years.
But prior to that, weren't you in the plumbing business?
No, I was in sales. Yeah, no, I was very little in my time.
Oh, wow.
Plumbing. Yeah,
okay.
No, I've always been in sales. I actually didn't even want to go into plumbing.
So can you tell us a little bit, Mal, about
how'd you end up in plumbing?
Yeah. I'm kind of confusing Susanna's background because I know Susanna came from.
Yes. Okay. So my girls in my office, they've definitely been.
Hi, Susies.
But yeah, so I was in sales. That's always been my background, and then before plumbing, I was selling Harley Davidsons.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had a buddy that was like, "Come do plumbing. It's great. We're making all this money," and I'm like, "That's fucking disgusting. I'm good. I don't want to do that. I don't want no part of it." And I was working like crazy hours at the dealer. And then I abruptly lost my job at the dealer. So my buddy took me in, and he took me plumbing. And then the first day I seen him sign a contract, made $500. And he was like, "Yeah, I just made $500. And I was like, how much you got to give to your boss? How much you got to, what what do you mean? And he's
Yeah.
like, no, I get $500 for signing this contract right here. And I was like sold right there. I was like, yeah, this is my path.
Right.
But that's and then it was ever since then I've been pushing plumbing.
So you were working alongside with your friend for a year before you started your company, or?
No, so I worked with him for about 6 months to a year, and then I worked for a couple other companies, and the industry is there's a bunch of degenerates in the home service
it's super
industry.
competitive.
Super competitive, you know. So I'd worked for a couple different companies for a few years, and then I was like, you know what, I want to go on my own. I want to be like an owner operator and make my own schedule, you know, make a couple $100,000 a year and be okay. So I took off on my own. That was, I want to say like 3 years into my plumbing career. 2 years maybe, because AYS is 3 years old. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I started as myself, and then one guy was like, hey man, can I have a job? And then another guy, and then another guy. And then I feel like I blinked my eyes and we have 25 employees. But
great.
like that wasn't the plan like at all. And I'm very thankful and I'm very blessed. Like I don't want to say that wasn't the plan. Like I'm not thankful for it, but that was not the vision I had at all. But it took a turn for the better, you know, when we get to employ and have a bunch of people on our staff.
That's great. So when you worked for the other companies, were you in sales?
Yes. Yeah. So in the home service industry, you're kind of like a lot of, you know, and a lot of people don't know this, but they're, you know, you're a technician and you're in sales. I mean, the job's got to get sold, right? So, so there's a big advantage for someone that knows sales. Like I did well because I had a sales background, but there's a big advantage if you have a sales background moving into being a technician. A lot of companies don't really push, you know, they push a lot of mechanical, but not a lot of sales. But I mean, you could be the best plumber in the world, but if you don't sell the job, it means nothing.
Yeah. You have to develop that trust, right? Like we're going to do the job. We're going to do it well.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting the client to understand, you know?
Yes.
Getting them from point A to point B.
Well, I know if I'm going to hire anybody, I have to almost feel like I can trust them. Like they're not going to come and tell me I have all these problems just to make some money. You know, and
Yeah.
I've learned to at least talk to two people to see if they come back with the same diagnosis. So, you know, and then see who, you know, you get a vibe from somebody, you feel like you can trust them. And then if they do a good job, you know, and they come through, like they say, and then, you know, you tell two friends and so on. And it helps, you know, a small business grow.
And it's a lot like explaining, you know, and like trusting. We don't even have like my guys, there's no sales title, right? Because I don't really like the sales title. Because it's just getting them to understand, you know, being thorough, right? If someone comes in your house, you want them to explain the situation where you can understand it. You know, it's not necessarily sales. It's just getting them to understand why they're buying what they're buying.
Well, I don't know if it's been your experience, Lila, but plumbing is expensive. So whether I call, you know, Bob down the street, Michael, Jerry, it's all a pretty similar pricing. And that's why it's super ultra competitive, because there's so many, you go on Google, there's all these like coupons and do it now. And if you do it now, you do this. And it kind of, everybody gives the same pitch. So it's ultra competitive. And then you have all these other guys. Well, you know, if you, like you said, there's a lot of people in there who they're very salesy too. But I want to go back to you. How were you able to scale your company so quick within you know, you're still your company is still technically a baby, and you've grown from like a little, you know, just here to right now. I feel like you're a tree. And how were you able to do that in such an ultra competitive, cutthroat, dirty industry?
Shitty.
So literally shitty.
Literally.
It's been the culture, the morale. We give a shit about our guys, and we've grown because of that. You know, I've never done any hiring ads. I've never done.
Yeah.
It's just people that have flocked to us, and it's really helped us grow to where we are today. And then, of course, you know, pay, right? We pay our guys top dollar. We're the best paying. We are the most expensive in the industry because of that. But, you know, our clients get the best service because we pay our guys top dollar, right? So our scaling and us growing so quickly is definitely attributed to the culture. Our guys, feel cared about, and they are cared about. And then, of course, they get to live a good life. They don't have to worry about, paying their rent. I got my guys buying houses. They're doing
Such a
big
great
things.
feeling, right?
Yeah, I've had actually 2 guys this year buy a house. So
Wow.
it really, it feels special,
yeah.
that I'm able to, provide them with this opportunity for them to provide those things for their family.
I love that I have the same story with my staff. All of them have been with me, over 5 years, and 1, 2, 3 of them were able to buy their homes, what I call under my watch, as they're employed here. So it's beyond, progress as a company when you see your employees be able to do those things and, like say, feel appreciated and feel valued. Because bottom line, you don't have good employees that care about your customers, then you go find some, and then they leave because, as an owner, can't do everything. So you do have to be able to trust your employees. And like you say, culture is everything, showing them that you care, showing them that you value them, and they really make the company what it is.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So, but what amazes me, and I could say this because you're my client, you guys have had no single claims.
That's
Like
impressive.
that are on the record. Obviously, cuts and other things happen, but even that, like on the speed that you're growing, which is 2 years, not a single claim.
And I really
Like
think
the safety.
it's the guys, they care about the operation, right? The guys, they truly, they know they have a good home. So, they're taking, sometimes I don't even need to say it, they're taking the safety precautions. They're making sure because, they don't want to mess up the house either. So it really, having loyal guys that really give a shit about the company is, worth $1 million. And I think that's why we haven't had any claims or any big accidents. Thank God,
Yeah.
we haven't had,
Yeah.
hopefully we continue down that path, but.
Well, do you have a safety manager, safety program?
So we do have an HR manager, and him and I work together, and we do safety processes and stuff like that. But that's just as a recent. I mean, there was a big part of the beginning that we were just white knuckling it. Hey guys, don't get hurt, and just keep it moving. So as we're growing and we're getting bigger, it's like, hey, we gotta be
Compliant.
somewhat legit.
Yeah.
We gotta
Right.
do the right stuff. So we've been doing the toolbox safety talks and stuff like that. And this is all new to me too. I mean, and that like shows the industry. I mean, I worked at a bunch of different companies, and I never did any safety training or compliance or nothing like that. So definitely trying to be different than the rest of the industry.
It's important because all that money you make, you have one accident and
It's gone.
wipe it right
That's
off.
it. Yeah, we're going bankrupt. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But like you said, because of your culture and you care, you're going to make sure, that the guys understand, like, we don't want you guys hurt. And you know what? If I'm working as a plumber, I don't want to lose my finger. I don't want to even get a bad cut.
Yeah.
That shit hurts. So, so yeah, having again, mindset, having training, having toolbox talks, daily reminders, hey guys, let's get it done safely. It goes a long way.
Yeah. And also, I know you are really good at marketing, so I want to touch on Google Ads and Yelp. How have you been able to master that? Because I say master because you have a lot of amazing reviews and very popular.
Well, I mean, I'm barely figuring it out. I wouldn't say master. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I mean, we're figuring it out day to day. Yeah. So, I mean, I've gotten, I've trying to figure it out day by day. I'm still trying to figure it out. The Google ads, I've just, worked with a bunch of different people, and gotten a bunch of different advice. I've had a bunch of different mentors that have helped with the ads. Now, as far as the reviews, I mean, we just give exceptional service, right? We give great service, and we incentivize the guys to get out there and ask for them and make sure that they, they're telling the client, hey, this helps us. It's reviews being such a big thing in the game. But we do get bad reviews, right? Some people think, like, we've gotten clients that are like, how come you don't have any bad reviews? We don't see any bad reviews. And we just get in front of them. Like, the minute that bad review comes in, I'm on the phone with that client. I'm at their house. We're figuring it out, right? We have a big operation, and the ball gets dropped. I mean, we fuck up sometimes, sometimes the field staff, sometimes I fuck up, sometimes the girls fuck up. And we got to own up to it. So
There you go. The accountability part, like you said, nobody's perfect, right? Everybody makes a mistake every now and then, but like you know the key to address it immediately.
Yes.
Like, sir,
Yes.
and then first that call, show up. How can we make it better? Sorry, like we said, nobody's perfect, but we're going to fix it. So that's super important because right now, like you said, great reviews are important, but one bad one, can do some damage. So addressing it immediately, taking accountability and fixing it, being that problem solver immediately, total damage control.
Yeah, and the honesty, like clients, telling the client, hey, we fucked up. They understand. So it's definitely I'd say 90% of the 1-star reviews we've actually, they've taken them down or even turned them into a 5-star. So it's, and that's really, I think, the opportunity to shine, right?
Yes.
We can do consistently day in, day out the same stuff, but really when stuff goes wrong, how we react to that is really what the true reviews should mean,
And then what areas do you service for the people that are listening and watching to this?
So we are in the Inland Empire home bases in Upland, and then we have a very, very big window, so we go like 50 miles out. So, and then we're looking to get some other office areas in San Diego, Orange County that should be happening next year, hopefully. Not 2027. Yeah, thank you.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, yeah.
Coming up
halfway.
quick. Yeah.
That's amazing. And were you always this motivated as a child?
I wouldn't, I just I go hard on what I like, when I was a kid, I never really was into school. I was kind of like a drag asser in school. I was a high school dropout. But
really?
I stopped going to school in 9th grade. But, when I have a passion for something, we're going all in with that either, and that's, unfortunately, that's with bad stuff too, right? We're going all in on the bad, and if it's good, we're going all in on the good, good for me. I've left all the bad behind. But
how does that saying go? When I'm good, I'm good. And when I'm bad, I'm better.
That's the way it is.
So we think it's never better, but yeah.
No, well, I say really because you're a good writer. That's why I was like, wait, what? You just finished 9th grade?
Yeah, 9th.
Are you a good writer or is it
He is.
AI?
Yeah.
Or is
No.
it ChatGPT?
I run it through after I write it to make
okay.
sure, to spell check it. But I don't know.
Well, it's proof that when you have a passion about something and you get educated on it and you become an expert at it and then you like people and, you pay attention to the details. A lot of very successful people don't have a college degree. A lot of them dropped out, right? Big, billionaires. Some of them have that story. So down to, us small business owners. I didn't go to college either. I did graduate from high school. But again, being poor motivates you to go out there and hustle, right? And I think when you really like people and you like serving people and you like, delivering something of value, gives us confidence, and then we start developing, friends that tell other friends. And for me, being in safety, which directly impacts, the worker, not that selling pencils or toilet paper isn't important, but you know what I mean? It's our job. We have a direct impact where people go home to their families every day. And it's really, really important for the companies, right, of course, to be compliant because like we said, one accident can wipe out a big part of your profit. But when we get the phone calls like, hey, we appreciated the training or we appreciated you coming and saying these things in Spanish to our guys, it's very rewarding, really rewarding.
So if I could ask you, how did you survive from being, 14, high school dropout? Did you just start working at age 14?
I did. Yeah, I started working right away. I got a job at Oshkosh Bagosh. I remember the kids' clothes store.
The kids' clothes, yeah.
Yeah, and I made a fake work permit. And I worked there for many years. But it was funny. I remember I put I could work crazy hours. You could work 14 hours a day on my fake work permit. And I remember taking that as an employer. They're like, when do you go to school? And I'm like, I don't know. That's what they gave me. The school gave me this. And they were like, okay, whatever, So, but yeah, that was the beginning of my working career. But yeah, that's what I did right when I left school.
Was it in sales?
No, I was I guess I was pushing the kids' clothes, right? Was selling these little overalls.
Well, that's sales.
Yeah.
It's retail, but it's sales.
Yeah. But
so you've been a hustler since you were a kid. We have such a similar story. It's amazing.
Yeah. And when I was young, I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was selling flowers on the corner. We were doing stuff we can't talk about, selling stuff. There was all kinds of...
Same. Goodness.
I was just moving and grooving, just trying to find my path. I didn't know what I was doing. Still don't know.
So from what I'm getting is that you never really had a sense of fear because, especially being that young, a lot of people are codependent of their parents, right, at that age. And even now, as adults, you still sometimes have a little bit of fear in doing things or trying new things out. It seems like you never had that problem.
No, yeah, I don't know. I just had faith, and my mom and dad have always been there for me, and they actually moved. We grew up here. I grew up here with my mom and dad here in the IE, but they left when I was, 16, 15. They wanted to move to Vegas, so I don't want to say they left like they left me, but they were like, hey, we're going, and
you going?
I was like, I don't want to go. Like, fuck you guys, I want to stay here. All my friends are here, and so they were like, well, we're going. So they left, and them leaving me really molded me. I really did have to survive then. I had to figure it out, and they were just kind of like, well, if you're gonna stay, we're here. You can come, and their door has always been open to me. I could have went there if I wanted to, but I stayed, and I've made it since. So,
do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do have a sister, a younger sister. So, and she's out there in Vegas with them as well.
So I was understanding it's a family business. So you're your own family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's why it's great, like you said, to have a good culture because I consider my staff my work family, right?
Yes.
They may not be blood, but you can trust them, and trust again is just so important, right? So that I sleep at night knowing everything's handled. Again, I can't believe how much we have in common. Mike, it's a family business. Me and my husband run it. My daughter Jordan just came back and joined us a couple years ago, and so I want to ask, well, how do you balance your work-life balance? Because you have a girlfriend, right? But do you have any children?
Yeah, no. I got my cats.
Oh,
my
okay.
cats are
They're
my
like children.
Yeah, I got my 3 cats. But I don't know. I really don't believe in the balance, right? Like I just if you're going hard, you're going hard. What I do is just I don't intermix, right? So like if I'm with my family, then we're doing family, and if I'm at work, we're working. So sometimes you have to go hard, 100% work to get to where we're going, and and then sometimes you can pull back and 50% to work and go 50% here, but. Yeah, that's how I've managed the balance. But I just, the big thing with the balance, like I said, you be where you're at that moment.
Yeah, that's very true.
And then your fiance, correct? She's also an entrepreneur, running a restaurant, or
yes.
She works in the restaurant industry?
In the restaurant industry, yes. So, and she's always moving and grooving. She's always doing anything. And maybe, that does help because, she's doing her thing, where I'm moving over here. So, we don't have any clashes, because she's always busy as well.
I've had the pleasure of meeting her, and she's like very nice and how do you say, like opening. So just like so loving. It's like always very friendly.
She is really warm. She lights up the room. She's got a big smile. She's very warm. A pain in the ass to me though.
Somebody's got to do it.
I'm just kidding. I love her to death. But no, yeah, she's great. And she, honestly, like her support and, definitely we wouldn't be where we're at without her, lifting me up. And she's been with me when I had nothing. She met me when I lived in a shed in the back of my buddy's house. So, she's been by my side through it all, through the tears and the blood and the sweat and everything.
Here we go with the similar story with my husband. Gee, and believe me, I've been a handful, and when I think about it now, it's like my biggest flex, like, yep, been married almost 35 years. And
That's amazing.
My husband probably deserves a trophy or, something, because it's beautiful to have gone through the ups and the downs, because, like they say, when you get married, through thick and thin, through, poor and wealth and sickness and health. And I don't care. People been married for decades. It ain't perfect. Ain't nobody have that all roses and rainbow marriage. And like we were talking earlier, the bigger the struggle, the greater the story, about everything that, a marriage can endure, especially if you're running a business together. Because talking about work-life balance, it's important to try to cut it off here, and have family time. But sometimes as an entrepreneur, especially when you start, it's like at the 80-20. Your energy and focus is going to go there. And there might be a little bit of a sacrifice on this end. But, if you're on the same page, usually it's, you'll get through it. The growth together, because in the beginning it's sacrifice, it's not having a lot of money, it's the struggle is real. And my husband and I are now celebrating 21 years in our business. And I mean, mind you, we're not millionaires, but, the fruits of our labor are there. And it's just great to be experiencing them with him and not some other guy who didn't do shit for it.
You guys dug it out together.
A younger guy?
Yeah.
No, but to that point, congratulations.
Thank
I think
you.
it's really tough working with your spouse, because I don't work with my spouse, and we are complete different opposite. Actually, I tried working for him for 2 weeks and I quit.
I remember.
He's a walking EPLI issue. So
Explain EPLI,
so
please.
it's employers practices liability. And what happens is that when you hire, because I wasn't a partner, I came in as an employee. So we have complete different opposites. This is like 5 years ago. I was 27, and he still had the attitude. He's definitely changed from the 5-year person that he was, but definitely into that same contractor, like, get it done now, this. So he would talk to me like if I was one of his plumbers. And I'm in his office, I'm in the office, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense why other girls have quit on him, because he yells at them. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I kind of like, for 2 weeks, I would tell him that, but it was one day, you know what? I had enough of you. And I remember, like, I was so mad. I wrote him a termination letter.
You terminated yourself?
I came in there as a human resources person, and I wanted to make it legit. And, that was kind of like my little, like, ooh, F you.
So hold on, but a termination letter is I'm terminating you or I'm terminating myself?
No, I quit.
We wouldn't be able to work together. But, that's the balance we have. What we have works, but I can imagine we'd be choke slamming one another if we were working together, for sure.
And it's funny because me and my husband, when people meet us, like they say, the opposites attract, the yin and the yang. And I'm the chatty catty sales, person, and he's like the behind the scenes guy, handles all the operations, doesn't care to be, doesn't enjoy the networking part unless I drag him with me, But definitely my rock, definitely just something I'm really grateful for. And we're proof that you can run a business, with your spouse. You just can't be the same, I think, because it's difficult. And that's, I think, where the, like you said, where the heads clash. And
you get termination letters.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about something very current that my husband was telling about that went viral, that you actually did a video on. And I wanted to find out, like, from the insurance part, about that couple that got caught on the big screen. Did you see that?
Yeah,
it's all over. And you did a video. So how does that affect insurance for them?
For those that you guys, I'm sure that there's this video that's gone viral of 2 employees from a company. It's the CEO and the head of HR. They were having an affair, and it got caught. Everybody knows about it.
What do you call that big screen when you're at a game?
It was a kiss. It was a
kiss cam.
Yeah, the kiss cam. I really don't know. Long story short, so for those that don't know, there's this insurance called Employers Practices Liability. There's actually 2, directors and officers, and Employers Practices Liability. So let's say in this case, if Michael, he had a VP, or someone that's a man. He was having a relationship with one of his girls in the office, and they were caught doing something, and then now the HR manager wants to sue Michael for allowing a toxic environment to happen, or what it is, any accusations, employers' practices liability will cover you for that, because unfortunately, it is, especially in the entertainment industry and restaurants, it's kind of common to find these type of cases. Not to say that construction doesn't have them, because it could happen anywhere. But with this type of insurance, it covers you against employee accusations of this, but you do want to make sure that you have directors and officers. So let's say Michael is dragged into this lawsuit. Now his name's listed on there, but if he doesn't have directors and officers, he doesn't have coverage for his personal assets. So as attorneys, your duty is to get the most money for your client is, right? So when they review that, they're like, oh, I found a gap. And this is where we're going to lean, because my duty is to make sure that I get the most money for my client, right? Just like my duty is to defend Michael. So I have to make sure, okay, where is it that we have a gap to protect ourselves there? So you want to make sure that you have both coverages in your company in case something like this were to happen, because it will accuse you. But this isn't only just applied to affairs. It could be someone doing a video talking bad about XYZ company, or someone doing a video of something that's not politically right, or someone getting drunk, crashing right after a networking event, and I have safety vibe all over here, and I'm like, ooh, wilding out, and it does happen.
Yeah.
So those type of things will protect you against those type of situations.
Those type of things. So am I understanding that there should be a rule within a company that no fraternizing? Like, you guys can't date each other? Well, of course, especially if you're married. But I mean, is there like a rule where we would actually have to say, okay, guys, no fooling around?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a different company policy, but when it comes to management, it's different. Okay. Because let's say Michael were to hire a guy, and Michael's now the outside silent owner. He hires a CEO. He's gonna hire Nathan. Nathan is married, and now he's having an affair with someone inside the company. That is a completely, you're not supposed to do that, because as a CEO, you're not supposed to be dipping your pen in company ink.
Got it.
She didn't even want to say it. She hesitated.
As you can see, I've had some of these situations happen before. I worked in claims, so I did that for about 7 years. I have a lot of stories and a lot of things that do happen, but even just like texts, and sometimes it's not even that it happened. It could be an accusation, right? Because you could have a disgruntled employee. You could hire someone that's just upset. Well, you didn't bring me that break, or you're really getting mad at me because I took time off, or I'm pregnant and I'm feeling that you're just being so toxic right now. And I bring that issue up because it sometimes happens in that area. But it's California. And in California, anyone could sue you for anything, even if it's completely bogus. It's your duty to defend yourself as an employer.
Well, that sucks, because it costs money to defend yourself.
It's super
Another
hard.
good reason to have great employees and a good culture, right?
Yeah.
We all love each other. We would never hurt each other.
Can't look at someone the wrong way, but we got EPLI, so it's okay.
Yeah, you guys do
Rocio's got us hooked up
she
with
got
the
you
EPLI.
hooked.
We're all right. Yeah.
Yes.
So they can get caught at the Coldplay concert. It's okay.
I didn't even see it. I'm not as, each day get on my social media, but my husband was like, man, you should see this, thing that happened. And somebody's in trouble.
You have to be, nowadays everybody has their phone out, and you just have to be careful what you post, what you do. And sometimes even that's how people get caught up with surveillance, right? Claims that they file because they're hurt or they're doing something, and next thing you know, they're like at a hockey game, they're running a marathon, and this guy's
and they're supposed to be hurt.
Right.
Internet's a scary place.
So I want to go back into your personal life, Michael. You recently just got baptized, and this show is about, business, family, God. So if you don't mind me asking, how did you get into this, or did you know God, or how did you find God?
So I did know God. I mean, we didn't have that great of a relationship, but, you know, I definitely think he was walking by my side, you know, through all these dark times. But I started, you know, getting more involved with the church just because I was thankful for the success of my business. So I was like, you know, I'm really thankful. And I like, where do I say thank you? You know, like, how do I show that gratitude? So I started going to church and getting involved with the church. And then I really liked it. You know, it was a great church. You know, there's a lot of guidance, and I wanted to get baptized. So then I got sober, and then so I can get baptized and truly get baptized. So then I got baptized, and
When was that?
This was back in November. So been walking a better path ever since. I've lost 150 pounds since.
Yeah, you look amazing.
250 something days sober, and just
That's amazing.
kicking ass.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Big
Thank
deal.
you. But yeah, no, it's great. I love the church. I love walking with God. I mean, I'm involved in the church groups and recovery groups, and I actually have a job at the church. I work there on Sunday morning on the safety team, so I enjoy it. I really do.
It's amazing. I didn't know you had a job at the church and you were this involved.
Yeah, no, I work there.
Well,
every
like
Sunday.
Michael says, when he's in, he's all
We're-
in.
yeah, we're
so
in, yeah.
He's going to get involved, and he's going to make a difference and see, if, you know, to help others. And, you know, you said how many days sober?
255.
255.
Give
Well,
or take.
congratulations. That's amazing.
you.
Another big key to having the clarity to take not only ourselves to the next level, take our businesses to the next level, take our life to the next level. And when we bring in the Lord, he gives us, you know, all that power and all that strength to not relapse and to be grateful every day again, and to give, you know, our all in everything that we're doing. And I recently found a church. I'd been looking for a while, and we actually had two amazing women here that from Third Step Ministry. So now I'm in, you know, go to the recovery group. And this is just, you know, you said November. I just started going there probably a couple of months ago. And, you know, when people talk about the word sober, right? Because in the recovery group, it is a 12-step, you know, recovery group. And I had to tell them the other day, like, well, I don't even know if I qualify to be here because I still, you know, I drink alcohol, you know, I smoke marijuana. So do I still get to come? And they're like, oh yeah, you know, we all qualify to be here. And so my husband calls it California sober, right? Because my problems were, you know, were cocaine and methamphetamine. So I feel like that was the substance that on step one says has had my life, you know, out of control, where I needed to, you know, submit to the Lord so he can help me. And hallelujah, to say that, you know, I sober, you know, I got 10 years under my belt from the methamphetamine. But now that I'm going around the church and these groups, I feel like maybe, you know, I need to be a little more sober. Yeah. I don't know. It's, you know, I got not a guilt thing, just, you know, in the subconscious, it's like, well, you know, if you do this, maybe again, you'll level up even more. You'll improve even more.
I think that's why you're on it.
Yeah.
I really do think that
That's why
God is realigning you to this, and you kind of have like Mr. Michael over here who completely just left it. I think that is a message that
I think so. I think so too.
You're feeling it within, you know, and that's the first part. You know?
Yes.
It's the Holy Spirit working within, and definitely, you know, those groups are not meant for not sober people, right?
Yes.
It's the people that are not sober need to be there.
Yes.
Did I say that right? I think I said that
Yes.
fucked up. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, earlier we were talking about, again, your tremendous weight loss as well. And we were talking about, you know, not drinking alcohol and not eating sugar, and how that can even make us look younger. And of course, you know, we feel better and we lose the weight. So another challenge right there to stop drinking and stop eating sugar. So maybe I'll go 10 years and look like Rocio right here.
Go back in years, yeah.
I don't know, I can go back 30 years, but shit, I'll take 5 or 10.
That's so amazing. I'm happy for you. Do you feel that your perspective has changed in the past 6 months?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I have so much clarity, and I didn't even realize how foggy I was, and how much that weight was holding me back and the drugs were holding me back. And I mean, I just thought I was normal, rolling through the punches, you know, but I mean, I'm a ball full of energy. I'm doing all kinds of new stuff, and it's like I'm getting stuff done at work and trying new things, and definitely I'm excited for I mean, we're only 6 months in, so I can only imagine where we're going to be years down the road.
Yeah.
And
Even 6 months in, like you just said, this level of clarity, I think that's what has me like, I think, I got my shit together, but you know what? I think there might be another level to reach, that I'm just not seeing now because I'm, California sober. So, but I love that, I got to meet you. Rocio has brought so many great friends here. But I just love the story of, I stopped going to school at 14, struggles, alcohol, weight and everything. And just look at you now. I'm so honored to have you here. Your story is amazing.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So what's next for AYS in the next 5 years?
More offices. So we want to, like I was saying, San Diego, Orange County. I really want to build offices like mine, right? So I've been to plumbing companies where there's like 100 people and like nobody knows each other and everybody hates each other and there's gossip and So I really want to build offices with 10, 20 so we can keep that AYS culture, right? So, we're not looking to have these massive offices. So we're going to move to San Diego. We want to not move, but we're going to open an office in San Diego. Here in Upland will be our main home base, then Orange County, then Ventura, then I think Palm Springs. We have like a list of the areas that we're going to hit, but San Diego, Orange County are the first two. So that's the next, couple of years here.
Do you already have people on your team in mind to go and start it up for you and run it for you? Because, I mean, we can only be at one place at one time,
yes.
right?
Yeah, we have some key players that are going to go down there and train. And we actually have staff lined up in San Diego already as well. I mean, they're beating down my door like, we're ready. Let's start this thing. And I'm like, well, hold on. We gotta make sure all the pieces are in place. But that one's like right on the edge. We're almost there.
Yeah, a lot of things going on in San Diego. People with lots of money in San Diego,
Yeah.
Orange County.
Yeah.
You come to LA, then talk about being competitive. Even in the safety business, LA, everybody's here. Everybody wants to sell. You go a little farther out, it's less. You go even into Ventura County. There's like not a lot of safety companies over there, so it's so much more yeses than over here, where it's just sometimes we just got to branch out, like you said.
I think the problem with LA, everybody's just kind of on top of you guys. Literally live on top of each other. There's so many people here. I didn't even realize how many people lived here in LA. I used to talk so much smack about LA. I'd be like, I hate LA. Like, I hate driving. Now I'm like over here most of the time, like my clients, events. I'm like, dude, that's what I get.
Yeah.
Like, I'm stuck on LA traffic.
Yeah.
But my next question to you is, what is your next 5 years look for Michael?
I don't know. That's I mean, we're new on this sober journey. I don't know. I want to definitely get more involved with the church and grow AYS. Yeah, I mean, there's AYS is number one. That's definitely, that goes hand in hand with Michael. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out as we go. I started flying. Did you see? Did I tell you that I started flying? Yeah, so I started flying, and so hopefully in 5 years we'll have a pilot's license. We'll be driving around.
Oh, you started flying lessons.
Yeah.
I was like, you started flying?
Yeah.
You got some wings I can't see? What's going on?
No, I thought you were just maybe doing like a tour, like people do that. Oh,
You're
I'm
taking
flying.
flying lessons?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I was terrified of flying. Like, I mean, crippling anxiety when I got on a plane.
Did you get on a plane? Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm like tired of being a little bitch about the planes, right? So I was like, I'm going to break this fear. So I started flying, and I love it. It's
But what does that mean, I started flying? So you hire a pilot to teach you to...
So I have an instructor. So I hired an instructor, and then I rent a plane, and I go up, 2-3 hours out of the week, and we fly around, and he teaches me all the moves, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, I really.
So
enjoy
is it like a 2-seater plane?
It's a 4-seater, a Cessna 172, and it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun.
So you're sitting shotgun, right?
I sit pilot seat. So when you're learning, you sit pilot seat, and then your instructor sits co-pilot, and then you you fly around. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You guys could come up. I'll take you guys up whenever you want to go up.
When you get a little more time under your belt.
I'm always down to try new things out.
Yeah.
I really like. Well, we went up my first one, and then he was like, "We're in the air," and he's like, "Okay, now go ahead and drive." And I'm like, "What?" Like, scared to death. And
So lesson one is you get in the plane?
yeah,
Holy
Yeah.
You don't got to read a book or anything?
no, you just go right on up. But and a lot with the
Talk
pilot
about
stuff
hands-on.
is you get hours. So you have after so many hours you can fly alone, and then after so many hours you can do XYZ, you know what I mean? So it's all
Well,
based on hours.
After how many hours can you fly alone?
20 hours.
What?
Yeah. So, and that's actually what I'm at. I'm like getting ready to come up on my flying alone time. Yeah.
So
I'm
is
like,
your goal to have like an aircraft or some type of air device?
I was thinking, yeah, they're
Dang,
actually,
are we there already?
They're,
We're buying planes
they're
and
not that
shit?
expensive, right? Like you would think, but you could get like a decent plane for $70,000. You know, like it's the cost of a car.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
that's the
they're-
cost of a decent car, yeah.
The fuel is $5 a gallon. It's not like I
Well,
thought the same thing though. Like I was like, you need like $10 million for the plane, and the hangar is $500 a month. So it's really interesting. But yeah, I would like to get a plane and maybe fly from location to location. I do want to get a condo in Mexico, so I was thinking of flying back and forth.
Oh, that would be
wow.
cool. Ooh, yeah.
What state in Mexico?
Just right there, Rosarito. Yeah,
Okay.
close. Yeah, close to be close to the San Diego office.
That'll be a nice, hey, let's take the customers to Rosarito.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick them up on the plane. Oh, no, they got to come and jump on the plane. Shoot. Well, I mean, I've never been afraid of flying, but I went recently from flying, regular to flying JSX, which is, a different experience. But shit, you got in the driver's seat. That's like a jump.
Yeah, I know.
The JSX experience is great, but shit, being in the pilot seat, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to ask my husband.
He was like, yeah, you sit there. I'm like, are you sure? Right? Like I don't want to sit there, but it was cool.
Well, from going from fear of flying to sitting in the pilot seat.
Yeah.
I mean, did your stomach at least be like, oh,
it was scary. I mean, I'm just like, it took like 10 flights to really get my fear, and I mean, I was holding on to the controls, like my hands would hurt after. I didn't even know, but like we would finish and I'd be like, my hands hurt because I was
sore.
like, scared to death. So, but yeah, it's cool.
wow.
So hopefully that in 5 years,
Good.
I have a pilot's license. That'd be a cool achievement.
It's out of the norm.
Out of the comfort zone,
Yeah,
as they
definitely.
say. I have this fear. I'm jumping in the seat. Like, wow, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah,
and
and I mean-
it's going to be great to see what you do with your company and grow into San Diego. And, it's going to be great to watch.
Moving and grooving.
So what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs? So if there's like a 16-year-old right now listening and they're like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't know if I should go to college or if I should get into the trades or be a marketing guy. I really don't know what I want to do.
I mean, try everything out. I mean, you got plenty of time. There's years and years and years. I mean, if someone's unsure of what they should do, that would be my advice. I mean, I went through a bunch of different things, I never thought I'd be a plumber. I mean, I went through thing after thing after thing after thing trying to find my path. So definitely, you can do something for 5 years and it be the wrong thing and then go to something else. I mean, I could go to something else tomorrow. I mean, I might be a pilot, who knows?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, you never know. I mean, you could spend many years doing something and then it not be the right thing. And that's okay.
Yes. My cousin is a teacher. She called me one day and said, can you come give a little entrepreneurial talk to my class? It's career week. And I'm like, sure. That was it. Sure. Okay, what's going to be this day? Okay. And you know me, the day before, I was like, oh, shoot, I got to go talk to the kids tomorrow. So I was like, Prima, how old are the kids? And she goes, 10. I was like, 10? Right? I said, oh, okay. Well, then it's going to be a 10-minute talk because their attention spans are so short, right? Well, what do you want me to talk about? Oh, just maybe the fact that you're not a college graduate, but you started a business and how you got your success, right? And what you just said right now was one of the things that I said is find out what you're good at, and that you like. Because you don't want to go to school and be a nurse and then realize you don't like to go to the hospital every day and be around sick people and blood and urine, And it was like, find out what you like, get really good at it, and then, go all in. And I told him, you guys are young. You never know. You might think, try building or try marketing or try cooking, and then figure out once you like something. Because as they say, if you do what you love, you don't work, right? You're just doing what you love and making money.
Well, it was a pleasure having you here, Michael. I know you're going to have amazing, outstanding results, and you have your heart in the right place. And now you have God leading you. So
the best is yet to come, Michael.
Yeah, we're still moving. Yep. So he's been leading me, I wasn't closer to him. So now we're much closer together, and now we're really going to take over. So I'm excited for the future. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll do it again.
Thank you for being with us. I love your story. We're going to stay friends and keep up with you, and maybe you can come back. Yeah. But last question. So what does AYS stand for?
At your service.
I love that. I was
trying to think of something cheeky to say, I wanted to get in on. But at your service.
AYS, everybody, at your service for the best plumber you can find.
Thanks for listening to the Triangle Hustle podcast. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow, a like, and a share with anyone who might be interested in hustling with us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what other subjects you'd like the Triangle to cover. We'll see you next time.